Hello friends, welcome to Acharya 90 FM, your own radio. Myself Tejaswini. Today in our guest interview we have Vanaja Suryakumar madam and we have Bharati Nagaraj madam with us. Both of you, I welcome you all to Acharya 90 FM radio station.
Thank you.
Vanaja madam and Bharati madam will be discussing and giving us information about bonsai plantation and use of bonsai and careers in bonsai plantation. So I would like to interact with them and ask them few questions so that we know more about bonsai plantation. So first of all, I'll move on to Bharati madam and we'll deeply know about what exactly bonsai is. Ma'am?
Is described as small trees in a shallow pot. That is bon means tree, sai means tray.
Okay.
So we are making small trees just like how it is in the nature. We are creating the trees just like a small tree and put it in a shallow pot. That is called as bonsai.
Okay.
It is known as also Vamana Vriksha
Acha.
in
Okay. Sanskrit. Okay. And what is the use of bonsai plantation? As we see in various offices, even in hospitals, in hotels, everywhere nowadays we get to see bonsai plantation is in each and every part, each and every organization. So apart from use of bonsai, apart from these organizations, could you put more light on that?
Use of bonsai is, we can say it is actually beautification, one thing.
Yeah.
And decorative. Wherever you keep in a or display in a very beautiful manner, everybody's eyes goes first to the plant only.
Yeah.
So and the environment, the place where those plants are kept, it will be very peaceful and very, I can say, very spiritual place for the people who are going there and seeing the plants. And it gives lot of oxygen. We cannot keep big trees inside the house or anywhere. So it gives lot of oxygen also. As a plant, greenery, so it is very useful decorating inside the hotels, offices or many places. Even in houses also we keep some of the plants inside the house. For a small time only we can keep bonsai trees inside the house because they need lot of sunlight also.
Okay. And how exactly the beautification of bonsai is done?
Beautification we have to display in a beautiful manner. So in a table we have to keep some bases.
Yeah.
In the bases we can keep small trees and the landscapes and even in big hotels, 5-star hotels and us. Even here in Mumbai, Taj Hotel also they are keeping many plants, and in big celebrities' houses also they will keep and they will decorate their houses. Even some of the offices also they have do all these things.
There are various bonsai plants, but could you name a few which are very much useful nowadays?
The ficus is the variety which is easier to grow.
Okay.
And maintenance is also very easy. So this is, our country is a tropical country and we can grow very nicely. Ficuses will be grown very easily and we can make very beautiful bonsais out of ficuses. And some other also it is there, juniperus and premna, some Pithacelobium dulce we say, that is jungly jalebi in the local usually.
Okay. Beautiful name.
Yeah, that is also, they give fruits also.
Okay.
Even pomegranate, fruiting, chiku, those things are also we can do fruiting. And flowering, so many bougainvillea we can do, and kamini, muraya, one variety is there. They are all hard plants. So it will stay for longer time also, 30, 40, 50 years they will live. So those plants can grow very nicely and very easily.
Yeah, we have seen the use of bonsai in our society, but what government has taken a role to plant bonsai in more?
Bonsai may not be government people support for bonsai, but the government should allow the schools to
schools and colleges.
And colleges to add the curriculum to learn and teach the children to do some bonsais, because everybody cannot keep any big trees in their house or any places. We can make a very beautiful plant, small plants, and we can keep it in our balconies, and we can enjoy each and every day of our life. So each and every new leaves will be coming, and we are watching every day. It gives lot of satisfaction, as well as we feel like just like how small children grows and they become adult and big man or woman, like that. So these plants are also like that, and we can each and every day we can enjoy the beauty of growing a plant. So in that way bonsai will be very good, and it is a living art. Bonsai is continuously we have to prune and make the design and cultivate each and every moment, because we have to fertilize regularly. So in that way continuously we have to do.
And even I feel that government should, in spite of arranging the exhibitions and all and making marketing of bonsai, they should have give some amount of money or some funds to the farmers who are doing the cultivating the bonsai.
Correct,
that is what I feel.
Correct. Nurseries people can get some benefit out of that. If they support the government, support the nursery people, they will definitely do, and the other people who are learning and even in the schools they can get very good opportunities to cultivate the bonsai.
Now we will move to Vanaja ma'am.
I just wanted to add a point to what Bharati just spoke, that in many countries abroad, the farmers are actually creating a lot of bonsai around the fences. So the center there will be a crop, but around the border of the plot there will be bonsai. And within 3 years or 4 years, they get such a fantastic harvest that sometimes that is more profitable than the main crop itself. So it is being encouraged a lot to grow bonsai along with especially the ones under training, which you get really mature plants at the end of 2-3 years, which the artist can buy.
Now we'll move to the origin of bonsai. So we don't know, we just know, we have seen in many, preferably we have seen in hotels where the bonsai are planted, but what is the origin, from where the bonsai comes? So could you please give
it is believed that roughly around 300 AD it originated in China, and there especially the monks, they followed the Zen Buddhism, and so they they grew the dwarf trees as it's called, with the miniaturized trees, and then it was more from a spiritual practice to get peace and tranquility. From there, so that time when China it started, it was called pensai, not bonsai. Then the Japanese learned the art, and they are the people who changed the name to bonsai. And it is pronounced as a sai and not a zai. Many people make the mistake of saying bonsai. It is not a Z, it's an S. So the Japanese revered this art. And for centuries, even today, they are having it in their houses. See, Japan also has the same problem like we in Mumbai have, where the houses are very small. And so they love nature, and they love trees, and they love stones. These two are their favorites. So they wanted to incorporate it somehow in their houses, and that is where they learned this art. And then from there it has passed on to the rest of the world. And it is believed even in India that the monks and the rishi munis of those times, they traveled from one ashram to the other, and when they did, they carried with them small tulsi plants, some herbs, something which was small plants, but it was carried from one ashram to the other ashram. And this was also called Vaman Vriks. And so the Indians believe that it probably developed in India itself. But the history books, it says the origin is from China and then to Japan.
As you're speaking of all the ashramas, so could you put more light, what is the spiritual importance of bonsai?
Spiritually, basically what happens is bonsai gives you so much peace of mind. Today's world, like we all know, is just kind of kill and fight world. Okay, there is so much tension, stress, and so much competition between people, right from KG class, children having so much stress. And if you see the reality shows, you can see how much stress the
Pressure
children
they
are
have,
going
yeah.
through. So at times like that, you need a good hobby which will keep your mind occupied. So this hobby teaches us the value of patience, because a bonsai does not develop in 1 year. It takes at least 4 to 5 years. So it teaches you patience. It teaches you perseverance. So if something happens and your plant dies, you don't give up. You again restart. Perseverance. Harmony. There's a lot of balance. When you're creating a bonsai, you have to balance the root, the trunk, the pot, the colors of the plant, everything.
Yeah.
It has to be a good balance. So that kind of balance you learn. You learn to do hard work. Diligence is very required, because a bonsai needs constant care. It is like the
Small child.
new child in your
Yeah.
house. And you
Newborn
cannot just ignore and put a tree in a pot and say, my bonsai is done. You have to keep on working on it. And it teaches you respect, because you're respecting nature, you're loving it. So many things are there that your mind is at peace. And believe me, when we all work in our club, we work the whole days sitting with the plants.
Okay.
Not one of us says we are tired, not one of us says we are hungry or we want tea or whatever it is. We are so happy working. It's a fantastic thing.
Yeah. And now we have seen the spiritual importance. Now I would like to know medical importance of bonsai. As we only know we get oxygen from the plants, but what could be the other medical importance of bonsai?
It's a very good physical and mental exercise. Okay, mentally, like I said, you learn all these patience and those kind of values, but you also learn. Your creativity improves. You are stress free, and that speaks a lot for your good health. Okay, the minute you're stress free, at least you don't have major problems developing within you. It physically, it's a lot of exercise. And for the fingers, you're wiring the plant, you're trimming the plant, you're using your fingers a lot. So it's really good. Like maybe it will prevent you from getting arthritis or something like that later age, I don't know. But lot of exercise is there, and lot of satisfaction is there at the end of, even after 1 year. Forget 1 year, when we put a plant in a pot and we take it home thinking, beautiful, my bonsai is there. I know we have a lot to take care of in the next few years, but say 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line, when we exhibit it, we feel so proud. People come and ask us, whose plant is that? Whose plant is that? We feel, wow, we did something good,
Okay.
And so that it keeps you mentally and physically active. There is a lot of work involved. And like I said, you cannot get bored. You get so engrossed in
It's a rejuvenating thing.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And even children.
And anytime
kids
you're
also,
depressed, you work with plants. Believe me, your depression goes. Yeah.
And more in spite of we giving to nature, nature gives us in
So
1,000
much
times.
more.
Yeah.
They say a tree does not take anything for itself.
Yeah.
It gives
Always
you the
giving
fruits,
position.
flowers, wood, shadow, everything. So imagine we are working. We feel we are doing something for the plant. It's not that way. It's the reverse, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, it gives you so much oxygen, so much fresh air.
Yeah.
It's very good.
All this time you're talking about how to plant the bonsai. So I think we should know how exactly we should plant the bonsai, how the proper care should be taken. As you said, it's like a newborn baby. You need 4 to 5 years to give full attention to the
Absolutely.
plant also.
Yeah.
So could you give details?
So see, how do you, the basics of bonsai, I can tell you in in a few sentences, is when you go to the nursery, you pick up a very good training material, okay, and you see that it is somewhat mature, not just a twig or just a sapling. You have to work harder for a few more years. So if you get a good material, then you bring it home. Initially, we put it in a training pot, and then you prune the unwanted branches, you clean the tree. If some shaping is required, we do wiring a little bit, and then give the branches the required shape. And then you keep on, as it progresses, you see that the number of branches keeps increasing, so that the maturity, at the end of 4-5 years, it looks like a real big tree, but it's a miniature tree in a pot.
Okay.
And so you increase the branching, which is called ramification. So you increase the ramification. You spread out the roots below so that it looks like one absolutely old mature tree, and develop the roots which are called the nebari, and then you keep maintaining the branches, etc. That is the basics. Of course, there's so much more to learn, but yeah, this is how it is done.
Okay.
Wiring is optional. There are people who do clip and grow method.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you basically wire just for giving the branch a little shape or a little movement. The trunk has to have movement. Then there are so many styles in bonsai.
Okay.
So depending on what your plant looks like, you can have an upright style, you can have a slanting style. There are so many varieties. You can have a cascade. There are many styles in bonsai.
Yeah. But I've heard some people saying that it might be a myth, and of course it's a myth, saying that we should not plant bonsai plants in the house because there is no growth.
No, see, this
some
is a very,
people are superstitious.
Yes. See, people have three wrong notions, and now that you brought it up. One is that there's no growth. Two is that we are torturing the plant by clipping it and all. And three is that we're wiring and again torturing the plant.
Okay.
So let me just clear that out. One is there is definitely growth. If you put a plant in a pot, even if it's a shallow pot, it's just going to grow wild. Believe me. You have to keep pruning it because you want it in a particular shape. The pruning is very similar to cutting our hair or our nails.
Okay.
We cannot say we are torturing our body by doing that. If you don't cut your nails or you don't cut your hair, you're going to look very different very soon. So pruning for the plant is similar.
Okay.
Again, let me say, if the tree gets too full, say with 100 branches, it's not going to take its own weight. So you will prune the unwanted branches, or you'll also see that the branches below are not getting enough sunlight because of the heavy branching on top. So you have to keep pruning it to make sure that the branches below gets enough sunlight, and that is the way the whole plant is remaining healthy. The wiring, people feel that's pure torture. Absolutely not. Believe me, we use the anodized aluminium wire, or it is copper coated just to give the color, which is very flexible. And when you wire the branch, it is done it's not tight, it's not very loose. It's medium, and you wire it just to give the branch a beautiful movement or a shape. After 2 months or 3 months, as the plant keeps growing, you will find the branches getting thicker, and there will be a stage when the wire becomes a little fitting for the branch. That time you remove the wire. If the branch has taken the required shape, you don't have to wire it again. If not, you still want a particular shape, then you wire it again after a few days, and then so we are wiring. We don't sit and wire the entire tree. We just wire the required branches, and it is only mainly done for the aesthetic reason. It is not. It's not. We are not torturing the plant.
And I would like to now ask you, what are the insects who are harming the bonsai plants that you put, and which are the insecticides or fertilizer used to prevent all this?
So there are a lot of pesticides and insecticides in the market, and depending on the kind of pest, like you have a lot of mealybugs, which are like white fluffy cotton, and they come and sit on the stem, and then to eat that you will find ants coming. But ants are actually a friendly lot. They come to eat the insects. There are
several types of insects.
There are several types, and the pesticides available in the market are pretty strong, but you have to spray them occasionally so that
they don't harm the environment,
because it will spread from one plant to the other plant. Fertilizers are definitely used in plenty. See, the main reason being that a bonsai is put in a shallow pot after it is mature. Like I said, initially it is in a training pot where you have a regular soil mixed with some compost and some granular like river sand and all that. But after it's mature, we transfer it to a shallow pot. Now, because the pot is shallow and we still want the tree to continue its growth, we have to make sure that the soil is very fertile. So it's a combination of not only red soil, but it has got something granular like river sand. It's got maybe leca, it's got some compost, it has got some NPK, and that's fertilizer. It's got manure. Okay, it can have cow
Compost
manure,
also.
compost, cow manure, those kind of things. A lot of ingredients are mixed together to mainly see that it is a granular structure. It's not a thick mass.
It
you
should
know,
be soft one.
It should be the root should be able to be breathed. So you cannot have chikkat matti as it is called. You have to mix it with a lot of river sand and all that. Sea sand is not used because it is too salty. So we use river sand. And also every 15 days you have to fertilize it again. So either you add some more compost, or you get NPK in the market, which is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. So you add it according to the needs of the plant. Like a younger plant will need more nitrogen so that it is, so more leaves coming up. When it is fruiting, it needs more potash. So that way you change the combo. Otherwise you have a standard combination where you get it in the market and you follow the instructions on the packet, and you every 15 days you give the manure. So you can either use organic or chemical fertilizers. And it's a whole huge chapter in itself where there's so much to learn, because each plant somehow needs a little different
care.
fertilizer and care. So you need
I think you will have to come again and to discuss more on that. We can conduct our next interview in that. I would like to ask you, both of you all are working for the Indian Bonsai Society, Mumbai. So what is the exactly work of the society, and what are the measures taken along with that?
First of all, correction, we are not working. We are members of this beautiful society which has been formed way back in 1972. We have joined it, of course, down the years. But
what is the work?
We as a society, we meet every month or maybe twice a month. We meet up for workshops where we have masters coming in either from from our club itself. The seniors teach us new whatever. There is so much developing, like all other subjects today. You have to keep on reading and keeping up to it. Similarly in bonsai also, you have to keep on reading so much more. And so masters from India, masters from abroad do visit us, and we have our workshops. And just the other day on Saturday we had a workshop, a full day workshop, which was very nice. We had a master coming in from Hyderabad. So those kind of workshops go on. Then we go on field trips, we go on picnics, we go on farm visits, and we have a great time because it's all only bonsai, bonsai and bonsai.
Wow, that's great. Even I feel like joining your
You
society.
should. Anybody wishes to join, please contact us. It's a beautiful.
Ma'am, I would like to ask you, since we are in the college campus, how the students of the college and also other students who are interested to make a business out of this bonsai plantation or making a nursery and all. So what guidance could you give to the students who are having a bond for bonsai?
So first of all, I would definitely say please encourage this. We need youngsters into this hobby so that they will carry this forward. The present members, we have a huge membership all over India. There are many clubs and many people are interested, but we want more and more youngsters to join this to begin with. The other day we had come to Acharya College and we taught one group of students. They were really engrossed and they enjoyed that workshop. 4 of us had come and we really enjoyed that session. And they were so curious, but in one day you cannot teach anything much. So all we could show them was one demo, and maybe they all got to work on one small plant. So to begin with, I would say all the colleges should call either contact
Yeah.
us or contact other bonsai artists,
Okay.
so that this is one aspect which
Yeah.
the children
They
have
can
to
arrange
learn.
seminars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gardening itself is a beautiful hobby, but bonsai is a little more developed than that, and it's not that okay. People, even anybody learning bonsai should know the basics of horticulture. So they should know what plant needs, how much water it needs, how much fertilizer it needs, which one grows in the sun, which one grows in the shade. Those kind of
Yeah.
things they have to learn. So it's a interesting subject, and I would love it if more and more college students. The other thing is, see, many children in Bombay do not have the facility of a garden or a balcony or a terrace or any such thing where they can have plants. And definitely bonsai needs a lot of sunlight. So either the colleges can develop a small patch in in their garden
Yeah.
where the children only maintain that
Garden. Yeah.
plant.
Yeah.
For 2-3, maybe see if it's a 3-year course they're doing.
Yeah.
The first 2 years they grow the raw material, and the final year they develop it into a bonsai and take it home.
Yeah.
The next batch comes in and they again plant new plants. So something like that can be worked on by all the colleges, and we should encourage this more. That is why even Bharati ma'am in her thing spoke
Yeah.
that even right from school level, supposing we are able to teach. To begin with, this teaches children to respect trees.
Yeah.
If we notice now, people are just cutting trees left,
Yeah.
right, and center. And there are so many barren patches in Bombay where it's only buildings and you don't see trees.
Yeah.
So if they learn to respect trees and nature, and then learn this hobby, they can go great places. It's a very profitable thing. There are different ways to make money out of it, but money should not be the only criteria.
Yeah.
You have to love the hobby.
Yeah.
That's a more important thing.
And you must have seen while visiting our college campus, we have beautiful botanical garden, and we have different plants. We have banyan tree also, and it's we have a huge campus. So we have also, I think we have some bonsai plants planted by architecture department. So thank you both of you all for joining us on Acharya 90 FM and giving deep knowledge about bonsai plantation and marketing and all aspects of bonsai plantation. So I thank Vanaja madam and Bharati madam for joining us, and even Magashri Bhatt madam for giving your contacts and making our interview fruitful one.
Thank you so much, and thanks to Acharya College for calling us and giving us an opportunity. It was a pleasure.
Yes, sure.
Thank you. So friends, we will be meeting up in the next interview. Till then, keep listening Acharya 90 FM, your own radio. Myself Tejaswini, taking your leave. Thank you for today. Thank you.